Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Rimworld. So, in the last video, of course, we ended up planning our whole situation for our colony right here because the first one died pretty freaking horribly. Oh yeah, there is a steam geyser down there. I was informed of that in the comments. But I think we're still going to use the one up here because those two are so nearby. But yeah, so in the last video, we actually unfortunately lost our dear colony, but I'm really excited to go ahead and start with this one because for a while now I've wanted to go ahead and make themed colonies and stuff like that. So I thought that for this one, for sure, a Game of Thrones one for anyone who wasn't here in the last video would be a cool way to start that all off. So here we have Daenerys, then we have Tyrion, I believe, and last but not least, of course, Hodor! The mighty and powerful Hodor, who is also, if I remember correctly, kind of hilariously enough, like, maybe even our best colonist? Like, he's really skilled. He's got a lot of really strong passions and stuff like that going for him. So, really, everyone in our colony is very, very, very useful in their own right. Of course, as we always try to do. So of course we're just going to go with standard metal doors. Honestly, after these metal doors though, from this point onwards, we might just go ahead and try to use our best to, use wood from trees for at least all the remaining doors, except for the one that'll lead to our death corridor. Or be attached to our death corridor, I should say. Because I really think, I really think with how expensive the doors are and stuff like that, we really should, or at least automatic oh, wait, really? Metal doors are just 25? I'm so confused. Are they 25? Yes, they are! Okay, that's not that bad. I don't know, maybe we'll just go ahead and use wood still. Apparently, I don't know anything of what I'm talking about in this world anymore. I actually, was talking about talking to Cameron Davidson in the chat, and he was saying how silly it is that I still have to rummage through like 20 things just to find one thing in this inventory tab here. And yeah, I know, for 106 episodes, really should be at the point where I know where everything is. And really, honestly, for the most part, I'm sure if I actually did, like, focus straight up on it, I would be able to find those things instantly. Like, obviously, production has all of our tables, zones are in zones, power has power conduits, all stuff like that. Structure is actually the one, oh no, I thought, that's a mistake that I actually would have made. I thought that structure did also include the research table. And didn't it before? Was it always in MISC? I don't know, I may be wrong about that, but of course I actually do know what all of those do. It's just one of those things where, I'm a ding-dong for one, but then on top of that, talking and recording is something that really, it's a hard process, you know? It's a lot of things flowing through your head at once, especially with a strategy game like this where, at times, every single second counts, you know? So, actually, if you were thinking of it, if every second counted, then really I should have all those memorized, but you know, it's one of those things where the pause button gives me some, I don't know, levies or personal advantages. So, anyways, I think what we, of course, as M. Bison would say, I think we're gonna go ahead and want to start with getting the food room down first. I think we are actually going to allow that amount of wooden flooring to be put down in there, because I just like having the metal flooring under the nutrient paste dispenser. And really on top of that, actually, we don't really need to worry about the nutrient paste dispenser being built necessarily until, of course, we are actually able to harvest these plants. And in the meantime, before then, we will have a long expanse, or at least I would hope a long expanse, of time where we will be able to solely utilize the meals, the packaged survival meals that we have given to us at the beginning of the game, as always. I totally forgot to add beds, because I am a moron. So let's go ahead and put those all down. Actually, we will, this person will, whoever goes in there will sleep during the night. But, I mean, the person in there will sleep during the night. Oh, a cute little iguana, that's nice. Please, everyone go to sleep. Thank you very much. This person is going to be sleeping in a dark room, which will honestly be okay. Won't matter all that much. And we actually did get that floor built already. I did not think 5 wood was going to cover all that up unless we got wood from some other source. I don't think wood drops down with us, but actually does it? Yeah, we've got tons of wood. We've got more wood than we'll need for a long, long time. And really in Rimworld, one of the most valuable things in your efforts is always going to be having the wood. So that's good for us. Is sleeping considered idle? No, Tyrion's idle. Really? Are people gonna be idle at this point? I mean, probably because Tyrion is, of course, our person who doesn't grow or mine. So, that actually does make a lot of sense. We should go ahead and continue making some, mining projects for him and stuff like that. Person is visiting the colony. I mean, not mining, building projects. Don't really care, sucks to their Asmar, they can, be a total jerkwad and get out of here, or something like that. So, of course, we're going to set up our nice, fancy little dining hall. We will actually go ahead and need to sell those beds. I always hate it when I put those things in a position where, oh, no. He put that down too fast. Okay, I guess we'll have our door right there then, because I would rather have the door right there, but, Tyrion was a little bit too quick on his jump, and unfortunately, we'll need to place the door somewhere else for that, because I don't want to waste, materials. What is this little creature? What are you? A mega scarab. Is a mega scarab a real thing? Obviously, I know scarabs are real, but a mega scarab? That sounds like a really, really silly, name for that type of creature, but who knows? Maybe it's like a good old Bats making his ultra bat claw or whatever. It's style over substance when it comes to the naming, I suppose. But so let's go ahead and it must be placed next to something that needs a hopper. Really? That's weird. You can't place down hoppers without having the paste dispenser. I don't know, there's probably a reason for that being a thing. That just kind of baffles me, because I'm like, why can't you just build a hopper? It could be connected to nothing. Unless maybe some of its building process means it actually does, like, literally need to be connected. So, I don't know if we are able to grow trees in this whole area. Obviously, it's kind of weird to me. I'm imagining that some of this ground must not be, like, fertile or something. Well, all of this is, because I don't know why they aren't growing all the trees in one location, but honestly, that doesn't really matter to all that much of a degree. How many okay, we've still got a lot of packaged survival meals on the bottom of the map. Are there any closer? There's so many at the bottom. That is actually kind of crummy. Yeah. All the ones that are nearby are gone, pretty much. These are the closest ones right here, closer to the middle of the map, so that's okay. I mean, obviously, soon, before too long, we will get, we will have our own inward food supply going. I think that if I remember correctly, the AI actually does natively go for the survival meals, even if the nutrient paste dispenser is up and running. I may be wrong about that, but I feel like that was a thing. Regardless of whether or not it is or isn't, it probably is a good thing to actually get the survival meals eaten and off the map sooner rather than later, because I think I would actually rather, like, get rid of all that so I know, hey, I'm only surviving on my own stuff and I don't need to worry about other things. The nutrient paste dispenser is actually under the sun, or under a roof, so that's gonna be pretty good for that. Pretty. Then we need to add our power conduit, because I totally forgot about that. Get you going along there. And then let's actually... Oh, no. Need colonist beds. I didn't replace them. I got rid of them, but I didn't replace them. Oh my god. It's been a couple of days since I played Rimworld, so forgive me if I make any stupid mistakes, like I did right there all over the place. We definitely don't want our people having a mental downfall right off the bat. So we are going to call this place King's Landing, and it will be the greatest of all locations in the world, and we will be very happy, I suppose. So Daenerys and Hodor are sharing a living space, because obviously those characters interact all the time in the show. It only makes sense that they would live in the same corridors. They're like best buds in the universe. That's actually a thing. Looking at the show, I wonder, it's funny, because normally you would imagine, oh yeah, those two would never interact. Like, their plots have, like, nothing to do with each other and they're so far away. But knowing how that show works, I would not be surprised if someday, like, Hodor is, like, in the council of Daenerys or something like that. I mean, that's a little silly, but that's a sight that I would love to see. Daenerys, like, sitting there being like, I am going to liberate your people and take over your land here with my good old pal Hodor. Fear our mighty, composure, or something like that. Hodor's just like, Hodor, doing what Daenerys wants me to do. Hodor. So, one thing that I definitely want to change in this video, I'm actually, wait, forgive me right here, I'm looking for wherever my notes are, yeah. As suggested by, Adrian Pepperoni, or at least I presume that's how that, last name is pronounced. I'm so bad with names in general, so I apologize if it isn't. But we will actually probably want to actually go ahead, and if nothing else, let's go ahead and set up planning, because it would be a really good idea to actually go ahead and get the death corridor set up as soon as possible. And actually, I probably should have rethought of how all these doors are, or setting up all these doors, because now, of course, sooner rather than later, I'll need to create extra rooms to actually end up closing those off. Probably shouldn't have built those so soon, but you know, whatever. We'll just have to deal with it. I think the best place for the death corridor would definitely be here over on the right. I would rather put it, like, down this way, but I think there's just too much, like, building and expansion that needs to be done to have it going down there. Although it would be so much nicer to have it go down that way. You know what? All that we need in order to start that process is, I would say eliminate all of that. So that's a little bit unfortunate because that means we are actually going to be moving a bit more slowly than I would like to in regards to getting that all set up. I would rather start building right now. But on the positive side of things, that means that now, instead of setting up the death corridor right now, we actually can go ahead and start building up rooms that will close off all these doors. I think it's actually a thing where we should play it safe, as early as possible. And by that, what I mean is no longer set up doors in areas that we don't need them, until we actually need them there. For example, this room right here, this is going to be our battery room. Once again, probably isn't the smartest thing to have it right next to, the geothermal, generator, but, you know, it's one of those things we're just going to do it that way. Okay, male gender winces in pain. Some distant engine is stirring, whatever. Some people's mood might get a bit worse. Of course, we just got the psychic presence thing, as we ever so often do. Tyrion, how's he doing? Yeah, Tyrion is the one who's, yeah, psychically sensitive, so we're gonna be keeping a good eye on him. His sad, past and, treatment from his father and other people have made him sensitive to those kinds of environments. And then, yeah, Hodor just has the green thumb, so he's going to be perfectly fine in this situation, to be completely honest. I think him and Daenerys should, not really be anything that I will need to worry about, or at least I would hope that that is indeed the case. So then, let's go ahead and, actually, I was, struck between, like, looking for lights and, batteries, but I think we should just put down some batteries, actually, instead of lights. Let's put those down in here. Actually, let's go cancel the flooring. That's a little bit annoying. Let's just, connect them in the middle like that. I guess that means we won't have a door going upwards or downwards. I don't know, that's probably a mistake in how I set that up. But whatever, it doesn't really matter all that much, all in all, because seeing as this is the battery room, people shouldn't be going in and out of here all that frequently, so I don't think it matters, severely having a door right up here. And if worse comes to worse and we need one, we could just put one right there, or right there, of course. Detected an escape pod. Cool, we actually got a new person! It is a male. That means we're going to have a glorious new addition to our colony before too long, which is obviously going to be a huge, huge benefit. Next thing I think we want to do, if we do focus on another room before the death corridor, obviously, as we usually do, it will go ahead and be research, because that research is so freaking important. Tyrion needs to sleep because there's the psychic drone nearby, and I don't want to wake him up. I want him to be as, like, mentally secure as possible. No enclosed... I thought it would be prisoner bed. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't just straight up make that prisoner bed. Part of me was, even though I know that you have to recruit these people and they get taken in as prisoners, I think part of me was just really hoping that, that I could just recruit this guy. But of course, that's not going to be a thing. Everyone is awakened. Tyrion is actually one of the people who doesn't do mining work at all. So hopefully that's also a good thing for him. Because that means he shouldn't be in too much of like a mentally deteriorating situation at any given time. This guy doesn't... Oh, no. That was Tyrion, not this man. Man, this man is really good! He's a pessimist. Which is really annoying because that permanent mood effect. And 8 is actually a pretty substantial number too. But a passion for firearms, basically, like, he's got passion for almost everything. And crafting too. I don't think we had someone who's good at crafting, so that'll be good for us. Another grower too, so that'll be quite substantial. He does, of course, have a lot of wounds though from his fall. His consciousness is very poor. That isn't very good, of course, and movement. I think we should give him some medicine. I don't think you should need a, like, incredible amount of treatment, but let's definitely go ahead and do that. And I believe that actually needs to be selected as medical then, so he can actually be treated, of course. So, then, like I was saying before, research room is definitely going to be next. Where we want to put that, though, that's the question. We'll probably put the kitchen right up there. So actually, let's go ahead and... Oh, I just want to use wood. I hate that you can't plan out. I guess that means we're going to use planning then, I suppose. So let's just go ahead and actually do a lot of planning work for the time being. That'll be perfectly fine. So this will be the kitchen. Going along up there, of course. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that, I suppose. Then actually, if we are indeed having the kitchen up there, I think the, the big room that we want to work on, of course, the bada bing, bada boom, the crafting room will be placed right there. That kind of makes me think it should be just one higher. Basically, just for the point of making a lot more, room for the stockpile zones. And really, well, there doesn't need to be all that much stockpile room for the kitchen. It is still a nice thing to be able to, like, consider being there and vital to, usage in the future and stuff like that. We also have a group of, wow, groups of visitors. I wonder if they'll end up getting into a little, scuffle or something like that while they're visiting us. How are you doing with your wounds? Okay, everything has been, everything's okay now, so awesome, cool. The guy doesn't need any more treatment. We definitely also, here, let's plan out our research room. We need to do that, because I would really love to actually go ahead and also get the medical room set up, so we can plan for, what am I doing? I need to pull up architecture. So I can plan for, having a full setup later on where we will have all the medicine hauled into a stockpile zone as we have done in the past. So I think what that means is we will have one individualized room right here. This will either be communications or research, of course. Seeing as that is a more sizable room than this one will end up being, I think that means that they'll end up becoming research, because obviously the research table is a little bit bigger all in all, and then also on top of that, we want to put down all the hospital beds, and this will be a very, very, very good room for that, I think. So then, I don't know what this will be. This is just, maybe that'll be the rave room. I think the rave room should be a little bit bigger than that, but of course the rave room is something that we will, want to work on as fast as, the gods demand. So we do actually have an enemy attack incoming, a group of pirates, so that's nice. They're going to wait a while to attack. It actually is just one dude, wee little Jimmy here. What does Jimmy have? He's got monkey hide pants. Does look like a very monkey-esque kind of man, so he's just gonna be chilling. I suppose, for the time being. He's only got a pistol. He should go down very easily. So that's gotta be a good thing for us. In fact, he actually might get in a firefight with these dudes. Oh, he totally is, right? He is! Oh, it's 2-on-1, and these guys... Well, I mean, this guy has a blue cowboy hat. So really... And he's actually got... No, he doesn't have more clothes. He's just got the blue cowboy hat. What does his friend have? He's got a duster. That's a little bit more armor protection. But that guy's got a blue cowboy hat. And in all honesty, you cannot defeat a man with a blue cowboy hat. He's just unstoppable. He's... Oh my god. He's been killed. We get the blue cowboy hat! We get the blue cowboy hat! It's ours! I actually didn't even think about that, but that is a much better situation than anything else that could have possibly happened there. I am really excited now. We actually have 2 wardens as well, which I think is going to be a very, very good way to handle that. Obviously, we could go ahead and make Makoto, or of course, Makoto isn't this person. Who's Makoto? Makoto doesn't exist. This is, in fact, the one and only and glorious... I totally forgot what the name thing was. The one and only glorious Varys! My favorite character in Game of Thrones. He's looking a little bit different, of course. Body build looks a bit appropriate, but, he's grown a lot more hair since the last time I saw him, and, honestly, I kind of wanted to make Varys a female, for obvious reasons to those who know the books and show, but figured might as well just go ahead and not, I suppose. So Jimmy actually has been incapacitated. This is the greatest situation ever. That's amazing. We get a new prisoner. Oh, we do also need to add another bed. Of course, we do not want to lose Varys anytime soon. Varys a pessimist, too? That's a little bit sad. Because I don't think Varys would be a pessimist at all. He's a very, very uppity kind of guy, I think. Definitely, and that's part of why he's one of my favorite characters, without a doubt. But anyways, oh, that actually totally makes sense, Varys being our other, a warden, too. I really love all of these things whenever they do make sense. So let's go ahead, give Varys that pistol down there. To make up for the fact that he has hair, kind of go ahead and try to cover it up. Let's go ahead and give him the blue cowboy hat, because, honestly, like I said, Varys is a glorious, glorious character, so if there is anyone who I would want to have that wonderful blue cowboy hat, would be him. Varys is just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you, because I love him so much. So, wow! Another warden? That is crazy. We are gonna get, like, all the social people in the world. Abrasive. I don't think I've ever seen that. Always says exactly what is on his mind, especially if it's bugging him. This tends to rub people the wrong way. That's not a good combination with being social. If you're a guy who talks a lot, but also apparently, like, is very blunt. Actually, really, though, that does make a lot of sense, because from my experience, a lot of very social people are also very, very blunt, oftentimes. So that does actually make a lot of sense in the context of that kind of trait, I would say. Really? The trees have not grown all the way yet. 15%? My god! We really, really need those things, too. I don't really understand why it's taken so long to... Well, they are trees, actually. That's probably the answer in and of itself. Trees just probably take a very, very long time to grow, which obviously is going to be a little bit frustrating, but it's something that we will just have to deal with in the future. Maybe we do have all this metal right now, so maybe we should just go ahead and use it. Like I mentioned in the past, this colony is not really concerned with escaping the planet. So obviously it's a case scenario where if we can do that, that would be nice. But this colony is more meant for survival and stuff like that, and just playing and having fun with the game. So there is no reason to go ahead and harbor hugely excessive amounts of metal, you know? This might actually go ahead and be a backup room. We might make that a backup room. Like, we could go ahead and set this room up where if they get past the death corridor, this will be like another room where they will have to go ahead and fight a bunch of our people and stuff like that. So actually, we can go ahead and get started on the death corridor. Unfortunately, the death corridor is another wall that will, of course, need metal conduits. Doesn't really need it all the way down, but we're going to go ahead and get, go ahead and do a lot of it anyways. Only reason I should say why I haven't put down the research table at this point is because I want to plop it like right here, and obviously there's stuff in the way currently, so we actually can't really do that. So that's going to be the first bit of the death corridor set up. If it's yeah, if it's yay big, then the first wall could go that way, second one lining along that way, of course, and actually, yeah, I think in regards to length, I think that's a good amount. I'm always actually, to be completely honest, a little bit unsure as to what is like a proper length. Width, I feel more comfortable with kind of setting up for the death corridor, but length, I'm always a little bit unsure. Should I make it a little bit longer, but have like obviously make it oh shoot, we got stone? That's actually pretty nice for us right now. That's really nice. Okay, that means we could go ahead and use stone for a lot of our building work in the future as well, so we can hold off on metal, because the one thing I will say, obviously I did just say, go on this whole thing about being like, hey, we could feel as free as we want to use as much metal as possible, but that isn't necessarily true, because this map is, of course, a little bit lacking in compared to others that that we have colonized in regards to minerals, and in particular metal. It would be really nice to have a lot more of that. Jimmy, have you been treated? I don't think he has. Oh no, he has! They're all bandaged. Awesome. And they are, of course, healing over time, which is going to be the grandest of all events in, I don't know, all life, I guess. No, not Hall. I wish to mine, and mine I shall. So let's go ahead and go to Misk, because we need that research table going for us. Wow, we can make it out of stone blocks. That is so interesting. Let's go ahead and make a stone block research table then. Might as well, of course, do everything we can to conserve our power. Conserve our metal. I shouldn't say do everything we can, but whenever we can, put in an attempt to conserve our metal. So I think at this point, that's probably going to be, at least for the time being, the farthest that we will expand downwards. We do actually have Jimmy on our team, which is pretty freaking crazy. I did not expect at all that we were going to get him on our side that fast. So since he's good at melee, and he is indeed another male on the team, let's go ahead and name him. So let's just go with Ned. We'll make him Ned Stark. Could go for Eddard, but I like the classic Ned. Wow, and only a 17% chance too. That's actually relatively low for this game, for a lot of the chances in this game. Speaking of which, we do actually have to go ahead and set up all these things. Might as well have 3 wardens, I suppose, since he's got the passion for it. Like, it's there, and it's one of his best skills, so might as well utilize it while we can. I mean, seriously, let's go ahead and make him a 3 cook. Hunting can be 2, like with everyone else. Just want to do everything we can to give them construction abilities. I actually totally forgot to assign some of these other things with Varys. Hauling can be 3. Ned can go ahead and be our main hauler, though, because that'll be nice for him. Apparently he's quite artistic, so let's make him the main artist. Tyrion can be a backup. Crafting can be a no-go. And I totally forgot to affect a lot of the things for Varys, so actually a good thing that I totally noticed that here. Forgot to make all those zeros in and such. So, Varys can also be a cleaner, though. If I accidentally clicked that away, that was a mistake on my part. Like an Austin Powers. Worst Austin Powers by far, too. Like, of course there's always those, like, semi-joke rumors, semi-not, about there being an Austin Powers 4. I don't think there's gonna be an Austin Powers 4. But I hate to admit it, but more so than that, I kind of hope that there isn't an Austin Powers 4 because I can't see it going over well. I don't think it'd be very good. What do we do to get rid of leftover stone walls again? I actually totally forgot. We don't sell them, right? Yeah, I thought we mined them. But we can't seem to mine those things out unless I'm just completely wrong. Well, maybe we just shoot them. If that is the case, we will go ahead and actually take our best shot on the squad, which... Was that Hodor? I actually think for sure it was indeed Hodor, which is, once again, really, really, really silly. No! Oh, we actually do need a colonist bed though, almost for sure. So I'm actually happy that I put that thing down. Hodor, let me see your shooting capabilities. Yeah, an 8. Wow. Hodor, 8 out of 10 on pretty much everything. So he's a pretty glorious man. Let's have him go ahead and start shooting up that wall. Might damage our main wall, of course. That's actually probably going to be quite likely. And in fact, let's get him closer. So he'll hit that thing a little bit more frequently if he gets a bit more close up. See, it's also, oh, I forgot to put a door there and there. That's butts. That's a straight up waste of materials. That's my bad. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter all that much. Once Hodor finishes with that wall, we'll go ahead and actually make him stop. Because really, it's also probably a thing where we shouldn't mess with that until we get weapons that are going to be, a lot more capable of destroying the walls. Because right now, that's going to be a very, very slow process. Ned is getting some rest. How much rest has he gotten? We'll let him sleep. I obviously want to utilize him so we could go down and grab that pistol once again, so everyone on our team is going to be well equipped and stuff like that. But man, oh man, I've got to say, I've been loving this colony so far. Like, it has definitely been, without a doubt, much more secure than our last one. Let's get hydroponics in the works. And I think a great deal of that has been, the enemies that the game has had to face so far. It's nice to get, dudes who actually give us weapons, right off the bat, like, all these pistols that we've gotten and stuff like that. Ned is still sleeping. Eddard, will you please awaken before too long? I would love to be able to utilize you. Sooner rather than later. Once we... how far are these trees grown? 16%! Good lord. Man, apparently you really, really seriously need some kind of lighting for those things. Or, quite likely, it might have to do with the soil as well, since they are in the desert. Okay, Eddard, you could go ahead and grab your pistol. We'll just leave that dead body to rot. It's so far away from the base, I don't think it's really going to impact us all that much, or at least I believe it shouldn't. We will also be, doing everything we can, as I mentioned, to get the... Oh, no! This should be... Okay, so maybe this is probably going to end up being the... You know what? No. This is hydroponics room from now on. Kitchen will be right here. Because I actually totally forgot that we need the hydroponics room next to it. I don't want to put the hydroponics room here because I really like that idea of kind of having it be a backup room. That might be a cool thing. Tribes people are here. They will prepare their defenses and then attack. Probably won't get to them until the next video, but we do have 3 people coming up here. Makes a lot of sense since the game has been very, very kind to us so far, to say the least. Maybe we'll go ahead and build a turret. I think a turret would actually be nice to go ahead and help us with our fighting efforts in here, especially since we actually do have our death corridor pretty much ready to go. So let's actually put up our first turret. I don't know who our best builder is. In fact, that probably would be a good thing to check. Does anyone have... Okay, yeah, we can visually tell. Looks like it's going to be Tyrion, which actually does make a lot of sense since he's been, pretty much only doing work on that for the most part. We'll have him prioritize getting that turret built, and then maybe also some sandbags as well, because I really, really would like to get the death corridor built soon. If we can get it before these tribes people come to fight us and make sure that they don't try to attack us from the top, I think we're going to absolutely decimate them, which would be pretty freaking awesome. So anyways, I actually think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like, a comment, and or subscribing if you have not. I am the EggScrambledGamer, And I will see you all next time.